Hello, everybody. Happy Friday the 13th Eve. Yes, that's right. Tomorrow is Friday the 13th, so hopefully we have a good night before it all hits the fan tomorrow. Here with my partner in crime, my other half, Angry Face Fish. Oh, wait, that's James Dockery Fishing. And Mr. Glenn Thomas from the ACA. We'll be talking about the ACA tonight. Real quick, let's get a shout out to everybody that's we've seen in chat so far. I see JP3, Mark from Catfish and Crappie, Mo Creek Fishing, Outside with the Haze, Muskrat Adventures. I hope you and the family are feeling better, buddy. Brandon Carls. I seen Betty was in here a little while earlier. Hopefully she can stay awake for the show. You know how she's is with her job. She works very, very hard and puts a lot of hours in. So she's probably laying down in bed right now, trying to hold her eyes open. Creole Catfishing, Stan the Man Smith, LG Bass, J Dog, Finseeker TV, Kentucky Big Cats and Bourbon, Stephen Corley, my beautiful wife who's in the other room. Let's see if you've seen anybody else, Mr. Dockery. Scrolling through real quick.
See, Norm from Catfish Headhunters. Maurice Case, and how did you skip Maurice, man? I mean, seriously.
I am not sure how I've missed some of these people. I do apologize. Norm's pretty easy to miss, though. He skips out on me every time I ask him to go fishing. So,
wow.
J Dog doesn't. He went with me. So, hello, Norm. Hello, Maurice. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. All right, let's kick it off. If I see anybody else, we'll stop in here a little bit.
Oh, all right,
one time,
Thomas. Tell us how you came up with the idea for the ACA.
It was actually forced on me. No. For the last several years since Rig Rap's been involved in the catfish segment, I've had a lot of conversations with different people in the industry, and one of the things that kept coming up was the need for an association. The recreational fishing industry tends to, or has in the past, looked at catfishing as kind of a secondary segment. And the growth in the last several years has been just incredible. So I, kept on asking the question, why isn't there an association? And there should be. And last September, not this past year, but September 2019, conversation came up again. And, I said, it really needs to be done. And they said, well, why don't you do it? You're the guy to do it. I said, told them, I said, it's a very, very huge undertaking. You can't just wave a magic wand and all of a sudden you have an association.
Right.
So, I said the only way that I would consider doing it if we had the blessing and the help from somebody like Bill Dance. And Bill called as soon as he heard about it and said he's in. He'll do anything we need him to do. He thinks the sport needs it. And that was the start of it.
All right.
Good deal.
Yeah, so it was 14 months, 15 months ago that this whole thing started to take shape.
Okay. So your launch date, projected launch date, will be when?
Monday night, 8:00 Eastern time on the ACA Facebook page. And we'll spend an hour introducing the site, all the features, what to expect now, what to expect in the future. We introduced this thing back in January. Everybody was hitting us hard about conservation. We've got some great conservation plans and efforts that are in place and that will be moving forward. We've got all sorts of resources on the site. We've got a benefits program, which is second to none. There's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. One of the big accomplishments, and you probably have seen this, on various sites, whether they're sharing it or whatever, is that when the ACA started up, and if you look at somebody like or a couple organizations like BASS or FLW, they're primarily a tournament organization, and everything else is secondary to that. When we conceptualized the ACA, I didn't think that it needed to be about the members. It needed to be about conservation, and the tournaments, although the face of a segment of fishing, the fishing segment, the tournaments weren't going to be the top priority. The tournaments were going to be part of the overall. So how do you do that without becoming a tournament trail yourself? So I came up with the idea if we could create kind of an alliance of established events, independent events, we might have something, kind of a model that is really unique. And everybody said it's never going to happen. You're never going to get all these guys together. Fast forward, we have 24 tournament trails, 4 different divisions, and 134 events scheduled for 2021 for the American Catfishing Association Tournament Alliance and Points Program. This has never, ever been done in the history of the recreational fishing industry. And hats off to all these guys, tournament directors. They're working together. This is going to be a great program. And CARC stepped up. And if you're an ACA member and you fish an ACA Tournament Alliance event, every time you fish one of those events, your name goes in the hat and you have a chance to win a brand new CARC boat with a 200 horsepower Suzuki sitting on a deluxe Marine Master trailer. That is nice. Cool.
That's awesome. Hey, Glenn, real quick, let me know when you want me to bring this other thing up, okay?
Well, yeah, what I did is that if you guys are interested in seeing it, we will give you a little bit of a tease of the new ACA website. Who's in for it?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. There it is. That's the homepage.
See, Dockery, just so you know, that's what a catfish looks like, not a silver cat.
Listen. All right, I'm still fighting that petition. All right, those silver cats will count, and I'm going to take all that winning away from Jeremy. Real catfishing did not outfish me that day.
Glenn, I have to ask, when you're doing the conservation stuff, that you do not listen to Dockery about any kind of sub articles saying that silver cats are catfish. Thank you.
So what you're suggesting is he's not allowed on the committee?
Yeah, I wouldn't let him.
Okay. Easy hurdle.
I know.
All right, over to you, sir.
So this is the homepage of the site. As you can see, we've got a lot of information here. Here's the Conservation Foundation. It's we're just waiting for the IRS to give us our 501c3 classification. It takes a long time to get it. We filed for it back in April or May.
Wow.
Yep. But these are some of the benefits. Let me go to that part of it. Okay. These are all the benefits, and there's you can see the full chart, and you can go through it. You've got here's some of the public access stuff, limited memberships. And let me clarify something for some people as far as the limited membership. Limited membership is $25 a year. It gets you into some elements of the site. You do not qualify for the point system with the ACA Tournament Alliance. The other thing is that we have, starting in 2021, a $25,000 cash bounty if you catch a world record fish.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But again, limited members are not eligible for that as well. Again, limited, that's exactly what it is. It's limited. So you can go through here, you see limited, and then you have your premier membership, both an individual and a family membership. You've got your charter lifetime memberships. Now, the charter lifetime memberships is limited to a certain number of people. After that, it goes to a lifetime membership. Okay. So you'll see charter will come off of this as soon as the charter level is filled. And that's probably going to happen next week because we already are somewhat oversubscribed for the charter memberships. Wow. Okay. You have your guide membership. So if you're a guide, you can join as a guide member. We're going to have a complete national guide directory. So if you're looking for a catfish guide anywhere in the country, you can come on the ACA site as public, and you can look up a guide. Palmetto
Got
Cat.
some questions there.
I'll give you the price structure right here. The limited membership is $25 a year. The premier membership is $50 a year. The premier family membership, which is a couple and up to 3 minors, is $100 a year. The limited lifetime membership, or the charter lifetime membership, is $1,000 flat fee once in a lifetime. The guide membership is $250 a year, and the affiliate membership is $250 a year. As I mentioned, with the guide membership, and all of these come with an extensive personal or business profile. Okay, so you'll be able to, if you're a guide, you can be able to create this great page with all your information and photos and everything else. So that's pretty much it. And then you can see the long list of benefits that the ACA offers. I mean, this is a lot of stuff.
How many members are waiting to sign up at the moment?
Almost 1,000.
Almost 1,000.
Yep.
All right.
Now, when the site goes live, all you have to do is you just put your cursor over any of these. It'll give you a further explanation of what each of these are in detail. If you see that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Now, so, what else does it come with your limited membership? What are some of the benefits that you'll get with just that?
Yeah.
I'll go through the list real quick with you.
Alrighty.
Access to the ACA shop, catfish recipes, which is a future offering, catfish related media listings, which you guys are listed in, catfish articles and news, our charity and scholarship efforts, committee agendas and meetings, conservation regulation efforts. We have a catch log and expense log that's coming up soon. Events calendar, federal wildlife resources, guide listings. I mean, you can see it here. The check marks are right here.
Okay.
Okay. And instead of me going through all this. So that's what the limited memberships include.
Okay.
And if you have a limited membership and you want to jump up to a regular annual membership, it's a $25 difference, but because we have to process you all over again, it ends up being a $35 additional fee. So it's a $10 more.
Okay.
Now, if you join, let's say next week, your membership will not renew. And this is right across the board. Your membership does not renew until the end of next year. So you're more or less getting 2020 for free.
Okay.
Okay.
So that all of that whole list is.
Catfish Hunters brings up, says, isn't there already websites like this, like forums? There is one out there, and I want to caution people a little bit about that site. I think it's, what is it, Catfish One or something like that. There's about 50,000 people in it. It was don't know why this is showing this way. Oh, I know why, because I've got the thing squished. There we go. That site was created years ago. I think it was the United States Catfishing Association or something. That site was created years ago. It was then purchased by a group in Michigan. And this group in Michigan has these forum sites in all sorts of outdoor activities. But they don't offer anything other than these forums. And what it is, it's a data grab. So be careful with those sites, just to let you know. So anyway, so here's an explanation of all the different membership plans. Pretty cool, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, on there, you were talking about the committees. You want to go over some of those real quick also? And when will those be, the committee members be announced?
What we're going to do is we're going to get the site launched. We already have, I think, about 70 applications for different committees, and we'll be going through those. We've already gone through some of them. We've already got some people on some of the committees. We have 2 individuals, for instance, on the conservation committee, which are just stellar. They're great guys. They've already accomplished a great deal. They've got the chops for something like that. So, but after we get that launched, then we're going to start assembling all these committees. I got to be honest with you guys. This has been all-consuming for me. Since January, well, really since last year. I mean, putting this thing together has been 7 days a week.
Wow.
Everything that you see here, every bit of content, I've had to sit down and write.
Okay, is any more questions up in chat, Chad?
I'm just seeing some questions asking about. So when they pay for the memberships and stuff like that, what does the payments go towards? As far as I know, you're talking about conservation and stuff like that. So you had the long list of different stuff that is included in the ACA, but what does their fee money go towards?
Well, I mean, operating the association for one. I mean, this is, as you can see, this is not just a kind of a fly-by-night attempt to put together an association. Mm-hmm. This is actually a very, well thought out, well executed association. But what we're doing is we're doing things like the benefits program, the conservation programs, the various committees, which include, charities and kids and education and seminars. What you're doing is you're buying into as much as for the benefits and everything else as you are in supporting the sport itself. As we've done with the tournaments, we brought a lot to the table for all the tournaments. We're going to continue to build and create a platform for the catfishing community to use, to learn from, and we're going to continue to offer more services. We have, for example, I'm working on a pro staff resume tool. You'll be able to go on there, learn how, what various brands are looking for, what as a pro staff member you'd be responsible for. We're going to have videos. In fact, I just talked to Steve Henderson from CR today, Jason McDuffie from B&M. There's a few other guys that I'll be talking to, and they're going to be creating a video explaining what they look for, what they expect in their pro staff members. So there's going to be all sorts of tools, on the site, and the resources themselves are huge. So, as we go along, this is going to be a constant upgrade. There's going to be new things added all the time. So it's a one-stop shop. The profiles will soon become a social platform where you'll be able to save members as your favorite, get notified when they update their personal profiles, be able to chat with people, just like we do kind of on Facebook, but in our own community.
Can I block Dockery?
No, there's no blocking.
Oh,
no. I'm sure there's a way to do it. Sure. but conservation is a big deal for this, and we're going to be putting we're going to be putting a lot of effort and, quite frankly, a lot of money into it, along with trying to raise the money. That's the conservation efforts that we're going to move forward with. It's not cheap. You know, people have told us, oh, you got to hire a lobbyist in every state. Well, a lobbyist is anywhere between $50,000 and $250,000 a year per state. So
That's insane.
yeah, but we've got a good group of advisors that are giving us the guidance, and we know how we need to move forward. And we'll, again, the committee members that are coming on board for conservation, they know what it takes, and it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a step by step. You know, we're going to establish partnerships and relationships with the various commissions and legislative bodies in the states and move it forward. And you can't ask for better people that support this, you know, like Bill Dance. I mean, he's on board. He's 100% on board.
I had another couple questions just before I know there was one earlier I forgot. You said about the world record. Is there any specific stipulations to that record, or is it just certified world record?
Yeah, no, it's if you catch a world record blue flathead or channel, okay, you earn $25,000. You have to be a member of the ACA. It is if you're a limited member, you're not eligible. The other thing, and look, we're not paying $25,000 out of the ACA. We you know, the ACA purchases an insurance policy annually for this, to cover this. They are the ones that more or less give us the guidelines or the rules. The other rule is that if you are compensated at all, whether you're getting money or trade of services or whatever, for as a guide, you do not qualify for it, because they figure that you're out there fishing, you know, 5-6 days a week, and your chances of catching a world record are far greater than the average recreational fisherman. So, but those are the only two stipulations. It has to be certified by the IGFA, and they have a process, and it's on the website exactly what needs to be done. But yeah, I mean, it's open to any ACA member. The benefits and discounts programs on the ACA, there are over 700, I think it's close to 800,000 businesses on the benefits program. So you get, like, you walk into a Denny's and it might be buy one breakfast, get one free kind of thing.
Okay. So looking through that list that you were showing us earlier would be important.
Exactly. I would urge everybody to go through that list. There's a lot. There's a lot that's being offered, and there's a lot still coming.
Awesome. Tirador. Sorry, Mr. Dockery.
There's a couple of Lyle Stokes and Sonny Parker. We need to keep those guys in our thoughts. Both of those guys are banged up, and as much as crap as we give them right now, we don't like anybody, you know, that comes into our show that's having some medical issues. So Lyle had shoulder surgery, and Sonny broke his wrist, and looks like he may end up having to have some surgery done on it. But keep everybody in your thoughts, guys.
Were they fighting with each other? Somebody, you know?
Oh, I'd pay to see that.
I think they were both trying to climb in a boat.
Sonny punched Lyle in the shoulder. Is that what happened?
Probably.
No,
I think Lyle got mad and threw something at him for catching the big fish, and Lyle couldn't even log into the couples tournament.
Oh, geez.
This is true.
I'll get yelled at for that one later.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Stan Smith's got a question for us. Chad, if you can pop that up.
All right. Well, I was holding on to another one real quick from Tirador or Core. Will there be region representation, like Western U.S., Eastern U.S., etc.?
We're working on that. What we do have right now is we have what we term our ambassador program. So if somebody wants to come on board with something like that and represent the ACA at, you know, in a certain region, they can do that. But yeah, we're actually thinking about creating chapters for the ACA throughout the country.
All right.
You got to look at we got to crawl before we walk, and we're going to come out of the gate with something pretty special to start with. But as the membership grows, as we add more features, as we get feedback from the membership of what they want, what more they want, what they want to see changed, etc. That's what the ACA is being created for. The ACA is member driven. You got your forums, you got videos, how-to videos, you got articles. We're not going to feed a lot of that stuff into it. That's up to the membership. So if you've got a video showing somebody how to tie up a certain rig, post it on YouTube and then share it on the ACA. That way the ACA becomes kind of a one-stop shop library for all this information, because all those videos, all those articles will be indexed. So when you go on there and you want to load a video, let's say it's about fishing reels. You go on there, you put your name and information in there, you title it, you go use a drop down to index that video, and then you upload the video, and it's boom, there it is, and it's properly indexed. So if you want to come in, we also ask if the video is for a general audience, beginner, intermediate, or experienced angler.
Okay. So this is from Mr. Stan Smith asking, is the ACA going to get involved in Maryland? I believe when the DNR is telling people to kill any flatheads and blues that are caught, and bow hunting is allowed to take the big catfish.
The problem with Maryland, and I know something about what he's talking about, and Maryland is like a few other states. There are certain species of catfish, as an example, in North Carolina. Flatheads are considered to be invasive. When you have an invasive species within certain state waters, that's why you're seeing that they're saying kill them. It's an issue, and it's a much bigger climb to convince that state that they need to preserve that fish, not destroy the fish. Because look, if you go to a state commission, Fish and Wildlife Commission, you're dealing with a lot of biologists. You're dealing with people that have a concern for the fish. When you go in front of a legislature, they want the scientific data and everything else, but I mean, let's call a spade a spade. They're interested in the money, the economic impact, what the catfish industry and the recreational anglers bring to their state, to their area, to their city in dollars means more to them than the scientific information. And that's for the legislators. The commissions are different. So we've got to find that balance.
So people are wanting to know a little bit more about you and your history within the catfishing industry is what I'm thinking.
I've been in the fishing industry for almost 10 years with my rig wrap products. Okay, I have fished all my life. We introduced our products into the catfish segment about 6 years ago. My background is business development, administration, marketing, and public relations. That's why they came to me to put something like this together. Am I as an experienced catfish angler as a lot of you guys? No, I'll be the first to admit that. Do I enjoy it? Yeah. Do I plan on doing more of it? You betcha. But the ACA it has to be a business designed to service the members. And that's first and foremost. And that's been the objective from the beginning. The second part of it is the conservation and regulation reform, the servicing of the members.
All right. Is there any certain level membership to be able to post things like the videos and how-tos in the ACA website?
Yeah, the only person who's limited on that is the limited members. Everybody else can post there. Again, this is for the catfish community. This is for the content. 90% of the content that'll be created there will be created by the membership. That's what it was designed to do.
Okay. Let's see. Let's give a shout out to a couple of these guys. Carping Down Under. That's somebody new. Mike
That's a
Turner.
new one. Yeah.
Yep.
Seeing Danny S4E, something for everyone. So been seeing him around. Thanks for joining. Setting hooks, crossing eyes. Let's see. Not sure if I said hi to Creole Catfishing earlier, but hello. I seen Elstan. Sean T. Mike Turner. Anybody else in there that I'm missing?
Not that I'm seeing.
All right.
All right. So on the tournaments themselves, do you have to be any level in order to participate in those on the tournaments?
The only level, membership level that is limited as far as what they can participate with or have access to are in fact the limited memberships. That's it. Everybody else qualifies to fish the tournaments and pretty much, enjoy everything else the ACA has to offer and will offer.
All righty.
The tournament program is going to be huge. It's going to be a lot of fun. We've got a points race system. We've got, all sorts of, prizes and things like that at the end of the year for the points race. The other thing that we're doing, this will be kind of interesting, is every month we're going to have a huge prize package giveaway. So as your ACA member, you go on there and you register for that prize that month. And I mean, we're not talking about, just a box of rig wraps. We're talking about rods and reels and electronics. And I mean, you're talking about a $500 to $1,000 package every month that will be given away.
Now, who are some of the sponsors for the ACA that have signed up?
You got Sea Arc Boats, B&M, Rig Wrap, obviously, Offshore Tackle, Garmin. We're just finishing up talks with Pure Fishing, and if you know who Pure Fishing is, they're the holding company, the main corporation for products like Ugly Stick, Shakespeare, Penn, Abu Garcia. We're talking to Wright McGill, who is Eagle Claw. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I mean, the industry, the catfish industry, but the recreational fishing industry overall is really taking a big interest in this. And this is going to elevate catfishing overall in the recreational fishing industry, which is going to be great to see.
So Glenn, I know you have you said 24 tournament trails, but are any of them, do they allow bank fishing in the tournaments or anything like that?
That's up to the tournaments, the tournament directors themselves, as far as setting up maybe that kind of division within their tournaments. I know I spoke to a fellow up in Ohio who's putting together a tournament trail, which is going to be great. He's going to be fishing along the tributaries of Lake Erie. And he was talking about having a bank division in each one of his events. I know that Alex Nagy with his Twisted Cat has kind of a secondary level within his tournaments for, let's say, folks that are beginning. People are talking about adding like a kayak, division. So as this progresses, the bank fishing part of things, kayaking, beginner anglers, that kind of thing, we want to bring all that into the mix. we've got to crawl before we walk. This is going to take time to build up. In 2-3 years, as this thing matures and moves forward, it's going to be a blast. I mean, we're going to have so much going on. But right now we're it's the building stage. It's the membership that's going to drive this.
Okay. Now, most people know, I mean, I'm pretty heavy into making sure that the kids are educated and all this stuff as far as the fishing programs. What are you going to do as the ACA willing to do for the kids?
Well, as I mentioned to you before, a lot of the revenue that comes from the membership is going back to conservation and the committees. And we have we have youth programs. We're setting up the ACA, American Catfishing Association charities. And that is there's going to be a scholarship program there. There's a give back as far as to, people are in need, whether it be food or health or whatever, veterans. And one part of that is the ACA Kid Cat Club. And we want to grow that out. And James, we talked about this some time ago. And what you do with kids is a great example of how we can grow that, because the kids that's who's going to be fishing tomorrow. What qualifies as a media organization? I'm not sure what you mean by media organization. I can tell you, Palmetto Cats, you're on the list of online channels. So in other words, you can go to the ACA website and you can look up all the various YouTube channels, Facebook pages, television shows, whatever. We have a whole list there, and list that we could find anyways. I'm not sure I got you guys listed though.
I wouldn't list Docker either, but you should list me. I don't know what I'm being listed as, but
yeah, but he called me up and he offered me a whole lot of money. I said, oh, okay.
Yeah, but
the only thing he does when he calls me is he offers me a hard time.
Yeah.
Will the ACA maintain a YouTube channel? Will the YouTubers be a part of their committees, etc.?
Yeah, we have a YouTube channel. It's actually ACA TV, but the channel really is only there to populate the videos and then bring the videos into the ACA website. So we'll have a channel, but the ACA website will be the main outlet, and it will be also the main outlet for other YouTube channels. So in other words, if you have a channel, Palmetto Cats is an example. If your channel, when you start talking about how-tos, you're talking about rigs or hooks or rods or techniques, whatever, you can import those videos into the video library, if you will, on the ACA website. Now it's a one-stop shop for everybody. Instead of going on to YouTube and having to search every single time for something else to kind of learn about, it's all right there. It's all indexed.
Right. And you said all of the memberships were an annual fee, not a monthly fee, right? So the $25 of the year,
yeah.
$50 a year. Okay.
You also have the option if you want to save some money, you have the option, like a typical annual membership is $50. If you want to buy that for 3 years, you save $20, so it's $130.
Okay.
So you have an option as well.
Stan Smith, I do believe this is a one-time a year fee.
Yes.
Yeah. Correct.
It's once a year. Yep.
Once a year.
What'll happen is that, let's say you're coming up to your renewal time, you'll get an email saying, hey, it's time to renew. So we'll alert you to that.
Okay.
But there's just a bunch of stuff that we're going to, and again, I go back to, this is going to be membership driven. So what we've created here is a starting point based upon what people have suggested to us, what we've seen other people do that have been successful, and what we thought would benefit the membership on an overall. Now it's up to the members to give us feedback and direction. And, we can go ahead and probably on a quarterly or biannual basis, update the site. Okay, add this, change that, and that's what we intend on doing. One of the things that's coming up after the first of the year is we're going to ask for catfish recipes, and and these recipes will be evaluated. That we'll have a team of chefs that will prepare them, that will plate them, that will photograph them, and we're going to create a catfish recipe book, about 100 pages, and the first one, obviously, volume 1. We will sell that book nationally through various distribution outlets, bookstores, Amazon, etc. And the proceeds from that will go towards conservation in the committees.
Okay. Now, you had mentioned a scholarship. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, what we want to do, and again, the youth program and the charities part of things are really going to have to develop that program. But what we want to do is we want to find, young adults that are looking to move their education forward, that have done great things in their communities, that are obviously in the catfishing community, and then nominate the kids, and hopefully be able to award them with a scholarship to continue their education, whether it be college or vocational training, whatever the case might be.
So I was wondering in the chat, is there any discounts for like veterans or anything like that?
That's a great question, and it's a great idea. And I just saw that question real quick, and I am going to talk to the developers tomorrow. Actually, I'll be talking to developers right through the night.
Yeah. And again, you're talking. You guys have been working on this for just over a year, or around a year, and that is what he was just talking about, is asking for feedback, good, bad, or ugly, so they can see what to do, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, again, we've posted a lot. We've gotten a lot of feedback from people, and certain people have had a glimpse of the site, the inner workings of the site, and we've done that with probably about half a dozen to a dozen folks. Yep. And they became more of a focus group for us. Do you like this? Does it look good? Does it function right? Should we do this? Should we do that? I'll be the first one to say I don't have all the answers. And it's good to get feedback from other people that they've got great ideas. The veteran discount is a great idea. And I got to figure out how we can get that implemented.
Yeah. This question here, and there's kind of some comments. So like the videos and stuff is going to be more of a user database, right? Mm-hmm. Is what you were saying, for how-tos and stuff like that, where people would be able to go back and find them later.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, let's see. I just saw the question. Can they bypass YouTube and go directly onto the ACA site? Yeah. Unfortunately not. And let me explain why. YouTube is a massive server. They can hold that kind of content without any problem. The ACA website its server is nowhere near has the capacity to hold that kind of content. So we need to we more or less pull off of YouTube. Now, it doesn't have to be YouTube. It could be Vimeo. It could be other sources. As long as they have a way to share that video, we can import it and display it.
So now, more of a repository of links.
Right. But the other alternative, and this is something we could probably do, is if the video is provided to us, and you can, because it's going to be a big file, is that you would send it to us via like a WeTransfer, which you could send up to 1 gig a file, and you send that to us, and we can post it to our YouTube, the ACA YouTube channel, and then import it from there. But the starting point has to be from a YouTube or a Vimeo or something like that.
Okay. So can someone volunteer, or will the ACA help someone that wants to start or get involved with programs like Take a Kid Fishing, Take a Vet Fishing, with limitations, something like that?
Yes. Yes, without a doubt. And that's part of the ACA charities program, the youth programs, the community programs, without a doubt. And that's, somebody asked earlier, hey, what do we get out of the ACA? That's part of it. It's giving back to the catfish community in any way that we can.
So is there a discount for the youth?
There is the family membership. I don't know how many, that you would sign up with your family, but yes, I mean, the family membership, you can have, let's say a husband, wife, and up to 3 minors, and that's just $100 a year.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's more geared towards, like, say, maybe a single parent, like maybe a mother and a son or a daughter, but maybe the mother doesn't fish, but maybe the child is under 18 and does, but wants to be a part of something like a youth portion of it.
Yeah. Well, see, again, we have to be careful with the youth. We can't allow somebody under the age of 18 to sign up, because what happens is that email addresses are exposed and things like that, addresses, and we become liable, on something like that. So yeah, the family program is probably the best. We're going to have promo codes and things like that as well. So if there's, let's say, a single mom who has a 16-year-old son who fishes, her daughter, and needs a break, we're certainly here to help.
Good. So I'll say it's good we asked that. So
yes.
So Palmetto.
And again, let me say this: we don't have it all figured out. I mean, this is a starting point, guys and girls. I mean, this has been a lot of work to get to this point. As you can see, this isn't a site that's been thrown together. This model is very, very different than anything else in the past when it comes to fishing associations. This is designed for membership, to give membership resources, for interaction between membership, for benefits. Okay, this is not tournament driven. It's not, buy this kind of driven. This is for the members.
Awesome.
Okay. So yeah, so we'll have a way of doing that. And yes, the give back for kids and the set up the kids program, that will all start from the youth committee and the charities, and then go out from there. And I'm expecting James Dockery to be a big part of that.
Well, he's not very tall, so I don't know how big you really want him to be, but
he won't intimidate the kids that way.
I know. That's why he does well.
Now, look, okay, this is a serious show and all this. Hold on.
Wait a minute, who's that 12-year-old with a beard?
Hold on, okay. There's some of you, Justin, Chad.
I see Justin Fishing Fetish's comment right now. I'll have to sit. Well, wait, I can't send him a message.
Right there.
He needs one of them. Justin needs a little angry face fishing decal.
Thank you, Norm. And guys, and seriously, and Norm brought up something there that he's trying to start a kid, take kids fishing in his area. Talk to your DNR. Go to or conservation department, something like that. Most of these places actually do have programs where they need volunteers for those, so that they can get more people, to help these kids out. And that's the most important thing right there. These kids we're going to leave these kids a future. What kind of future? That's going to depend on us, especially when it comes to if we're going to target, large catfish, if we're going to catch and release them, education is the biggest key.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is that what we hope to do, and again, this is a program that will get established. We'll reach out to the various companies and brands that are out there and put together packages for the kids. Look I can source all sorts of stuff myself in China. Inexpensive, kids rods, little tackle, boxes, things like that we can put together packages to provide the kids to start. Yes, we will be at the Catfish Conference. As a matter of fact, I spoke with Steve Henderson today, who's the president of CR, and Steve's going to try to have the giveaway boat there. And the giveaway boat is going to be wrapped with the logos of all the Tournament Alliance guys and obviously CARC and the ACA and things like that. And we're actually trying to find somebody who does the wraps that's willing to come there and wrap the boat right there at the conference.
So, wanting to know if the members will be vetted, like background checks, safe sport, etc., being that some contents will be directed towards youths.
Yes, especially if they're working with the youth. But yeah, what we've done is we've taken in very brief applications for the committees. The next step will be to contact everybody and have them send us, a resume. And it doesn't have to be elaborate, but just something that we know they've made an effort to present themselves well. And look, we're going to put the brightest and best on these committees. They've got to have the chops to be able to move this thing forward. Now, that's not saying that you have to be, have a PhD in one thing or another. You got to have the passion. You got to have the knowledge, and you got to have the commitment to make something like that work. We're going to have a free video conferencing program on the website. So the committees meet via GoToMeeting. Doesn't cost you anything. So these are the kind of services that we're bringing. People are asking, well, what do I get for my membership? A lot. And there'll be a lot more.
Does the ACA have an awards committee like BASS?
What we're going to do is this. We have the Tournament Alliance program that has a points race. It has 4 divisions. Mm-hmm. Along with that, we've got the boat giveaway. At the end of at the first part of every year, we're going to have an awards banquet. Okay. And at that awards banquet, we're going to have guest speakers, hopefully maybe some entertainment. We're going to award all of the division winners. We're also going to have a Hall of Fame, and we'll have the inductees, which the membership will vote on. We're also going to include, certain things as far as committee members that have gone above and beyond. So we'll have this whole awards kind of thing all in one. So it'll not only be for the Tournament Alliance, it'll be for the Hall of Fame, and it will be also other people within the organization that have gone above and beyond. And I'd like to do something like, like the best YouTube channel or best video. Have stuff like that. Have some fun. Best online show.
You're on it.
I was just about to say that.
Well, there is one video I'd like to have banned from YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all that, but I'm having a hard time with those guys, actually pulling it down. But that's for a totally another show because,
Well, that reminds me. After this, I need to post a second, about a 7 or 8 second video on my YouTube. It's some kind of weird loop. Let's see.
Well, again, and I think, look, the ACA is not here to be the catfish police. A lot of people are saying, well, are you going to throw this person out? Or are you going to do this or find it? No, we're not the catfish police. It's really up to the membership to set the standard of behavior, if you will. I think this is ACA in 5 years. I see it as a really dynamic association / model that any other organization, whether it be in the fishing industry or anywhere in the outdoor industry, can look at as a very, very successful membership-driven organization that takes care of its members. I mean, look at the NRA. The NRA. I mean, you pay in, and I think you get a magazine, and they're more or less a big lobby group. It's more like a protection agency, and that's great, and there's a place for that, but it doesn't. It's not as robust, if you will, membership driven as the ACA is.
Right. I have to put this comment up real quick. Oh, not that one.
Not that one.
Everybody's in shock about how professional this show has been tonight. Stan, have you not realized that you never know what you're going to get with us Thursday night, buddy?
Exactly.
Chad, we can just turn this whole thing around and just start, beating up on James.
That's it.
I am in it. I'm in it to win it with that one.
I'm just going to leave this right here.
Wow, we are at the 55-minute mark right now, so we do have limited time, Mr. Glenn, to get our digs in at Dockery.
All right,
this evening.
Okay, we've talked about the ACA. Got to ask. Haven't seen or heard anything out of Rig Rep in a while. What you got going on, buddy?
You really had to go there, right?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Well, first of all, this COVID thing hasn't helped us at all. Shipping rates out of China have been just stupid. We finally got the Rig Pack 60s in. I'm waiting on our plastics, and once we have that, we're good to go. So hopefully within the next 30 days or so, we'll have all inventory back up and at levels it needs to be, and we'll be back in action. But on the flip side of that, I got to tell you, this ACA project has been 7 days a week.
Sorry, I keep clicking on the wrong things here, but that was funny. Sonny Catnapper Parker just asked, seen a few people DQ'd in a tournament just recently for weighing in slot fish. What will happen to members that do that sort of thing? That's a good question. Well, especially if they're in the points or anything like that, right?
I mean, look at the tournaments set their rules, and I think I know what event he's talking about. Sonny, correct me if I'm wrong, but was there about 6 or 7 teams that were DQ'd out of that? Wow. I'm not going to name any events, but I know which one he was talking about. They were measuring the fish in a really odd way, yeah. But we're going to, as the Tournament Alliance moves forward. One of the promises that the ACA has made to these tournaments is that we're not going to dictate to them how to run their tournaments. We're going to provide them with the tools to run their tournaments and suggestions to run their tournaments better. Whether it be fish limit recommendations, Kevin Parks, Parks Planer Board, he found a ruler which is registered and certified. I mean, this thing is dead on accurate, and he put a bump block on the end of it. This thing is dead on, and it's going to be kind of a standard throughout the tournaments to use, so that there's now a standard ruler. I mean, little things like that. Fish care. Brian St. Alma with Cat Masters. This guy is so passionate about fish care and oxygen and live wells. That's the other thing we'll have online. We have a live well calculator. So if you know your length, your width, your height, you can calculate how many gallons you have, like that.
That's good.
Yeah. So I mean, those are the kind of things that we're adding. We have on the site. So, Sonny, to go back to what you asked, if somebody is actually cheating, and we find that out, we have 24 tournaments and trails that in a heartbeat will ban that person from participating. I guarantee you that.
Good.
Okay. So that's where the alliance comes into play. These guys have been working together great. This I can't tell you how proud I am of these guys to come together to do this. This is a huge accomplishment. I mean, a huge accomplishment. I mean, think about it. You getting together 24 different events, all working together. Never been done before. And I'm really, really proud of these guys and the effort and the dedication they have to this thing. Catfishing is about to blow up, folks. We're gonna make it better than it's ever been. And when I say we membership, the whole ACA, the family, the group together. That's what this has been designed for. This has not been designed for one person or two people. This has been designed for the entire catfish community. So with that, Monday night, 8 o'clock on the ACA Facebook page, we're going to go live. We're going to introduce everything, and you're going to see a whole lot more. At 9 o'clock that night, you'll be able to sign up. And I appreciate the time and the patience in allowing us to kind of go through this. James, as soon as we get rig wraps in and you quit busting my chops, I'll let you know.
Hey, just look, man. You know me.
What can I ask you a question? What the hell's with the refrigerator?
It's a bait cooler.
You gotta be able to catch fish. You gotta, I mean, the bait that you're using obviously doesn't work.
There's a reason. Well, I can't say it. I don't know if anybody else has really paid attention to Dockery tonight. Nobody really normally does, but that's not the only sticker in sight that I saw. But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like, what do you got in there? Tubs?
No, they're night crawlers.
Oh, they're night crawlers. You selling those?
No, this is my living room.
Glenn, if you don't know,
in a refrigerator, you got a bait cooler with night crawlers in it in your living room.
Yeah,
your wife's gonna kill you.
Who does it?
She didn't kill him over the freaking hot tub full of.
Katie, I got something for you.
Listen.
I got something for you, Katie.
And Chad's right. If she didn't kill me over putting live bait in her hot tub all summer, the bait cooler in the refrigerator, or in the living room, that's nothing.
Yeah. By the way, you asked about rig rep stuff.
Oh yeah, I did.
Look at this. Right, 3 of them.
I'm just gonna say that I need a set of those.
These are better. These are nicer. This grip is nicer than the Bubba blade, and the blade is titanium coated. Look at that.
I would love to sword fight James Dockery with that. I mean,
yeah, cool. Anti-slip, nice thumb pad. Really, really a nice knife. So we're gonna put 3 of these in a package and a knife sharpener for probably $50 or $60 with the sheath, with the knife sharpener, three titanium coated blades with the anti-slip handles. I think a Bubba blade is like one Bubba blade costs that much. So that's coming. That's coming.
Keep me posted on that. I need that good set like that.
Yeah.
So everybody in chat, I do, thank you guys for coming in. I'm sorry if we missed anybody. Michael Murillo, seen Fish in Louisiana. Justin Fish and Fetish, I'm sorry I missed you earlier, buddy.
I'm not.
All these angry faces. Glenn, I do want to thank you for coming in and taking the time to stop by and give everybody a little bit of information and answer their questions about the ACA, because it is something new. There's a lot of questions, a lot of uncertainties of, anytime something's new, right? Of, is it worth me giving them, my $25 or $50 for a year, or whatever, that kind of stuff. Check it out. Everybody's going to have a different opinion. Check it out.
Yep.
See what they have to offer, before you make your decision.
Head over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/American Catfishing Association. Like us, follow us, because over the next few days we'll be posting stuff and know when we're going to go live. This again, this is for the catfish community. It's up to the membership to make it work.
Yep. That's what it's all about. And
yeah,
like I said, guys, what? Oh, we do appreciate you guys coming in and spending your evening with us. And there's other things you guys can be doing besides watching Chad go off at the mouth. And
well, I was about to thank Chad for inviting me in.
You're very welcome.
You, on the other hand, I don't know.
Well, I'm pacing myself on YouTube. That's what it is.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
want to create too much excitement.
Well, I don't want to, just run out and start catching all these big fish and showing everybody all these big fish stuff. So, I'm pacing myself.
I was going to say, you're pacing yourself.
That's right.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah. Dockery catches the Dockery size fish. They're all, to scale from what he is.
Wow.
His little bitty bullhead that he classifies as a shovel head. His silver cats that he classifies as channel cats.
Chad, you ought to get a picture of James and put it behind you, and every week, like throw darts at it. If you hit him in the nose, you win this prize. If you hit him in the eye with that prize, the beard,
That would be a hell of a prize board right there.
Thing. Or just put his face with like a target on it.
I like all the little drums that I'm seeing in chat, little drummer boys, angry faces.
Wow. He's getting a lot of play out of this sticker, isn't he?
He likes it.
They started it.
There's my buddy Bill. See you in there, buddy.
Anyway, listen, thank you very much. Thanks everybody that joined in. Thanks for the questions. I hope I answered them I answered them the best I could at this point. But thank you. I think everybody's going to be impressed by this and like it. And I think it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better.
Yeah. All right. Well, until next week. I'm not sure even know what next week is, but trying to think. Oh, I'm on vacation next week. Yes. But yeah, so we'll see everybody next week, same time, same bat channel, all that good stuff. Glenn, if you want to hold on for just a second after we end this, we'll make fun of Dockery for another minute. Till next week, guys. Thank you. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.